Hello everyone, I am Brian Mullins the Fox, and you asked for it. My thoughts on the novel coronavirus, some comparison, and why panic buying really pisses me off. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. Now let's get things straight here. It is clear that the novel coronavirus originated from Wuhan, China, in a wet market where they sold raw meat, especially horseshoe bats, that are well known and guilty for spreading other coronaviruses. In spite of this, there have been endless speculation, or what the mainstream media vaguely labels them, conspiracy theories, coming from both Chinese officials and a bunch of randos on Reddit. I say vaguely because some of the media outlets would rather side with China. Speculations range from the novel coronavirus did not originate from China to it was manufactured in a lab, which both of those claims are obviously false, but not all coronavirus cases came from China without spreading. It's of course a pandemic, with numbers soaring worldwide, and with lots of fear-mongering. We will dive into panic buying later in this video, like I said before. Now let me make a valid and parallel comparison to give a clearer picture on specifically how the coronavirus spreads easily, how it's comparable to Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease and Kuru, and finally, how the roast game might have been one of the factors of how this virus infected a lot of people but killed a minority of them, mainly senior citizens and those with already compromised immune systems. According to a Guardian article called Coronavirus, What Happens to People's Lungs When They Get COVID-19, it reads, what became known as COVID-19, or the coronavirus, started in late 2019 and early 2020 in the Chinese city of Wuhan as a cluster of pneumonia cases with an unknown cause. The cause of the pneumonia was found to be a new virus, Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, or SARS-CoV-2. The illness caused by the virus is COVID-19, now declared as a pandemic by the World Health Organization, or WHO. The majority of people who contract COVID-19 suffer only mild cold-like symptoms. The WHO says about 80% of people with COVID-19 recover without needing any specialist treatment. Only about 1 person in 6 becomes seriously ill and develops difficulty breathing. According to a USA Today article published by Adriana Rodriguez called Some Severe Cases of Coronavirus Could Result in Brain Damage, Inability to Walk. Acute Respiratory Distress Syndrome, also known as ARDS, is a common killer among critically ill patients hospitalized with COVID-19. But even if they survive, it's a long road to recovery. Patients develop ARDS in the late stages of the infection, when the virus has caused significant damage to the lungs. In the process of trying to fight off the virus, the body sends immune cells to the lungs, causing an inflammatory reaction. The reaction can cause small blood vessels in the lung to leak fluid and fill the alveoli, which are tiny air sacs in the lung that process oxygen, according to the American Lung Association. That makes it difficult for the oxygen to enter the bloodstream and arrive to the body's organs. At that point, critical patients are put on a ventilator to help the circulation of oxygen. But in some cases, it's not enough for the body to function and the patient dies. In other cases, even if patients are taken off the ventilator, there's still a 30% chance that they'll die in 30 days. According to a comprehensive study on ARDS called the Lung Safe Study, which I will link in the description down below. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, a degenerative brain disorder that leads to dementia and death. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease may occur spontaneously, be inherited, or be transmitted by contact with infected tissue, such as during a transplant or from eating contaminated meat. The condition causes personality changes, anxiety, depression, and memory loss, usually within a few months. Many people lapse into coma, Because no effective treatment exists, the focus is on alleviating pain and relieving symptoms, which this disease is extremely rare, fewer than 1,000 US cases per year. And here are the many things people may experience when it comes to this disease. An inherited medical condition that is caused by a DNA abnormality, which does involve prions. How long does it take to die from Kuru? According to merckmanuals.com, most people with Kuru die within 24 months after symptoms appear, usually as a result of pneumonia or infection due to bed sores, which apparently is an unreported epidemic, which I'll give you the link to that article in the description down below. According to the Alzheimer's Association's official website, in an article called Coronavirus or COVID-19 Tips for Dementia Caregivers, most likely dementia does not increase risk for COVID-19, the respiratory illness caused by the new coronavirus, just like dementia does not increase risk for flu. However, dementia-related behaviors, increased age, and common health conditions that often accompany dementia may cause risk. For example, people with Alzheimer's disease and all other dementia, like Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease or even Kuru, may forget to wash their hands or take other recommended precautions to prevent illness. In addition, diseases like COVID-19 and the flu may worsen cognitive impairment due to dementia. Just like how rare Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease or Kuru is, the mere severity of coronavirus is minor and affects mainly senior citizens or those with a compromised immune system, or in percentage numbers, that is roughly 17%. According to The Guardian, at least. Here's how the roast game might have become one huge factor on the spread of the coronavirus. Lack of proper sanitization when it comes to after the fact that the child's body decomposes. Just like the infected meat from the horseshoe bat which sparked the novel coronavirus, contaminated beef, pork, chicken, turkey, and yes, even human meat like a child's butt meat as a Christmas roast from the past are just as capable of spreading it even further. It may even peak. We'll start to become either the next South Korea, Italy, or even China. But Trump's fast and swift actions as president number 45 helps me reassure that this pandemic will be rather slow. I'm not too sure though. How this easily spreads has nothing to do with the roast game. It mainly had to do with people in general worldwide, not just Americans and Canadians, that might have traveled to China and came back with coronavirus. There are cruise ships where people are being quarantined that have coronavirus. Okay, since I got all of that out of the way, I want to go on a little rant. Not a rant where I raise my voice and yell, but just a calm rant. Panic buying, something I can almost certainly compare to Black Friday or shopping around the holidays in general. But that wouldn't be fair enough, oh no. Panic buying is one of the most annoying things that people fucking do when they are scared of something that we can easily combat, especially a virus like this. We'll probably hit our peak sometime soon, probably in the spring or summer. Toilet paper? Why in the holy fuck should you stock the fuck up on toilet paper? It's not a shitting disease, even though people with coronavirus may spread it from their literal shit. They also stocked the fuck up on ketchup, pasta, and most of all, necessary household items. Trump just said that hopefully, when this whole virus pandemic blows the fuck over, the economy will not just go back to normal, but beyond. And that is the conclusion of my rant and this video. I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Hit that like button, share this video around, and subscribe. Bye-bye.